Facing a beautiful woman, this middle-aged, greasy man's heart suddenly had evil thoughts, only to see him as serious said,
"The world's gonna let me have sex right now."
I thought the beauty to give him a slap. The result is a big surprise. The beauty a look of solemnity, he said eagerly.
Do we have time to get to a motel, or do we need to do it right here?
Good in the end, greasy man, conscience for you. Pretending to pick up the phone and say that the world will not be destroyed. The beauty of this is saved from poison. This is a parallel world without lies. All people do not lie. People will only speak the truth with a straight face.
Your baby is so ugly. Took one of the biggest poops of my whole life.
Look, I'm not coming into work today. No, I'm not sick.
The greasy man called Mark. He is the first person in this world to realize the lie. A few days ago, Mark's first blind date. His object is the beautiful Anna. The two came to a restaurant date, but the waiter said,
"She's way out of your league."
Although her words were solid, but Mark was not offended. Apparently he was used to it. During the date, Anna received a fucking phone call, but she didn't shy away from saying,
A bit fat. Funny little snub nose. Like a frog in the face.
Mark was so embarrassed that he had to lighten the mood by drinking water. The next day, Mark came into the office and was fired by his boss again. As a screenwriter, the script he wrote was really bad. Woe is me, he received another email from Anna.
I have no interest in you romantically. I'm just too far out of your league.
Before he leaves, his colleague Glasses Boy gives him a fall. Career and love are hit at the same time. No worst, only worse. Frustrated, Mark returns home, and is called by his landlord to collect the rent, which is $800, but Mark has only $300 left in his bank card. He has to go to the bank to take out the remaining $300 and find a way to pay the rest. Unexpectedly, the bank system malfunctioned. The teller could not see the balance of the bank card, so he asked how much he wanted to take. First, go directly to him. After all, no one will lie. But at this point, in the desperate situation of life, Mark's brain suddenly enlightened. He realized the world's first lie.
$800 in my account.
And the teller was convinced to take out $800. Mark took the money, knocked on the landlord's door, and paid the rent on time. To check if the lie worked, Mark went to the street and made an unreasonable request to a beautiful woman at random. The beautiful woman was convinced of his lies, and since then, Mark's life has been on a roll. The man who looks like a wild man has the magical superpower of the world, and his words are the law. This day, his best friend drunk driving was caught by the traffic police. Mark rushed to stop the traffic police, as serious and police officers said.
He's not drunk.
As a result, the traffic police immediately bowed his head, and admitted his mistake, and even respectfully helped the driver up. The driver was confused. What operation is this? It turns out that there is no lie in this parallel world, and Mark is the only person in this world who will lie. No matter what he says, others will believe. Mark took his friend to the casino and not only cheated openly, but also lied that he won the jackpot on the game machine, but the machine malfunctioned and did not spit out the money. The staff rushed to apologize to him, and immediately gave the cash exchange. In this way, the two went home holding a large amount of prize money. In addition to satisfying himself with lying, Mark occasionally sends out kindness to help others, for example, to help the homeless on the street, to withdraw money casually in the bank, or to help quarrelsome couples to reconcile, or to open up to neighbors who want to commit suicide, so that he can have hope for life again. On this day, Mark even more brainstormed to write a brief history of mankind. Afterwards, but also the first draft soaked in a coffee cup, forged to look like an ancient book. The next day, he took the draft to his boss, who was thrilled to hear the book. He even called all the employees to come over, and Mark's serious nonsense, the following employees listened intently, and sighed repeatedly. In this way, Mark not only the scenery back to the company, the so-called brief history of mankind, but also was filmed into a documentary. Mark at this time career success, but he still misses his goddess Anna, and again Anna out, but the goddess said,
I don't want little fat kids with snub noses.
Mark was frustrated. Suddenly, he received a call from the nursing home, saying that his mother had a heart attack. He rushed to the hospital. The results of the doctor said straight.
Heart is very weak, her pulse is not very strong, her blood pressure is dropping, still going to die.
Looking at the hospital bed for the fear of death of the mother, Mark hurried to reassure her.
Go to your favourite place in the whole world. Everyone gets a mansion. There's no pain.
The mother smiled with relief after hearing this, leaving only a confused doctor and nurse behind her.
Go on. What else happens?
Heaven was forged by him with lies. This man could only talk nonsense. but he became a prophet admired by millions. It turned out that Mark's comment when comforting his mother that people can go to heaven after death was spread by the hospital. People were convinced of Mark's lies, because in this parallel world, there were never any lies. A large number of reporters wanted to interview. TV stations all over the world were broadcasting live, and people blocked the door of his house, all wanting to know what happens to people after they die. The helpless Mark had to start making things up. As long as good people can go to heaven, where there is no disease and poverty, want to have anything can be obtained. People were so excited to hear it. Mark faked heaven with a lie, and casually fabricated a god. From then on he went to the top of life. Mark became the only person in this world can communicate with God. The next, he and the goddess Anna became the best friend, but the goddess cannot accept Mark, and Mark's most annoying glasses man dating. Mark's heart is very unhappy, lost love, he shut himself at home alone to drink. Soon, the goddess sent Mark an invitation to her wedding. On the day of the wedding, Mark was encouraged by his friends to shave off his beard, dress up and put on a handsome suit to attend the wedding of his goddess. Just as the priest was reading the vows, Mark finally got up the courage to interrupt the wedding. He wanted to fight for his beloved goddess one last time, but Anna asked Mark to tell himself if it was God's will. But in the end, Mark did not want to lie to love, so he turned to leave. Anna is running out to chase after Mark, and Mark tells him the whole story, that everything about God is a lie that he made up. Anna asked him why he wasn't using God just now, but Mark said he didn't want to rely on a lie, and get a love that didn't belong to him. At this moment, the goddess was struck by his sincerity, and finally realized what she wanted.
I want little fat kids with snub noses.
After the marriage, they did give birth to a short and fat boy, and he inherited Mark's ability to lie.
It tastes so good, Mommy.